All right, week 5. It's week 5. Do you wonder why I wear this shirt every week? It's not that I don't have a washing machine, but I am taping these all in one day. So I felt as if I should let you know that. So we're doing GI respiratory disorders, and GI is a huge category, and there's every disease in there. So again, everything is not the same importance. We're skipping drugs used in the mouth because mouthwash is not as important as ulcer medication, which is probably obvious to you. So there's so much stuff in this chapter. We're going to focus on the most common problems. So drugs used to treat ulcers, so gastric ulcers, peptic ulcers, acid reflux, which is the $5 phrase for heartburn, antiemetics, so drugs to keep you from throwing up, laxatives and cathartics, and antidiarrheal. So we'll talk about all of those under GI. As far as the respiratory drugs, we are going to break it down into drugs used to treat respiratory diseases or disorders like asthma, COPD, which stands for chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. So if you have COPD, you have 2 out of the following 3. You have asthma, emphysema, chronic bronchitis. You got to have at least 2. Because obviously if you have 1, that's what you have. But if you have 2 or more, or 3, it's called COPD. Chronic bronchitis by itself, and respiratory syncytial virus, RSV, which affects the short people, so people under the age of 2. So, and these drugs are typically affect the lower respiratory tract, which is below the trachea, so your airways. So if I have asthma, we're going to talk about bronchodilators, or drugs to make the airways bigger, right, so that people can breathe easier. And corticosteroids are maintenance drugs. Those are considered maintenance drugs so that people don't get to the inflammation stage where they will have an asthma attack. So we'll hit on those. We're also going to talk about drugs used to treat common respiratory problems like colds and allergies and those types of things. So, or if you get the flu or acute bronchitis. So this is going to be mostly over-the-counter stuff, antihistamines, decongestants, right? So if you have a runny nose, mucolytics, the green mucus guy from Mucinex, antitussives, which means cough suppressants, right? Expectorants. So lots of that stuff you will probably already be familiar with because you can get it all over the counter. So this week, the celebrity guest is Galen, Claudius Galenus, who's the greatest physician of the Roman Empire and was the first person to talk about asthma. So here's Galen, and I will see you for week 6. It's almost over.